Hello aspirants and welcome again to Legacy IAS Academy. In this lecture, we'll be dealing with an ongoing Supreme Court case which is with respect to the violence in Manipur. So we'll understand what this case is all about, what is the involvement or alleged involvement of the then Chief Minister of Manipur, all those things and much more with respect to what the present situation is. So let us move ahead with this topic. So, what is the news all about? Supreme Court on Monday, it questioned the credibility of the audio tape. Now, what is this audio tape all about? So, in Manipur, there is ethnic violence which is ongoing. It was there since a long time, but recently also it's going on. So, what is this violence all about? So, Manipur is basically divided into valley as well as hill regions, and there have been conflict of ethnic clashes with respect to the people residing in the valley as well as those in the hilly areas. This tussle is majorly between the Meiteis and the Kukis. Now, in May 2023, there were certain ethnic clashes. So what has happened then? It has been alleged by an NGO that the then Chief Minister of Manipur, Mr. Singh, was involved. In fact, he instigated that violence, and as a proof, an audio tape has been released. Now, that audio tape has been presented in front of the Supreme Court, who has seen that audio or heard that audio tape and subsequently asked for its verification of authenticity. Why is that so? Because presently the audio in that tape is sort of confirmed by the private organization that it is that of the then Chief Minister of Manipur. However, the Supreme Court wants it to be confirmed by a government entity as well, and not just a third party private organization. As a result of which, before moving ahead with its decision or taking decision on this case, the Supreme Court has asked that the credibility needs to be verified by a forensic organization, which is a government organization and not just a private player. So that is the present situation with respect to what the court has ordered. Now, what is this case all about? So the top court, that is the Supreme Court, is hearing a petition. The petition is filed by Kuki organization for Human Rights Trust, known as KOHUR. This is a non-government organization or non-profit organization. So they have filed a petition and they are asking a special investigation team to investigate the entire case into the alleged involvement of the then Chief Minister of Manipur, Mr. Singh. It is alleged that he is the one who has instigated the violence in Manipur at that particular point of time. So, what was the genesis of the ethnic clash that we are talking about? So, there was another case which was ongoing, which talked about giving Meiteis the right to be called as the scheduled tribes as per the Constitution of India. Now, in this case, the High Court did not give them that right, neither did the government, but the High Court did suggest to the government that it is time that you consider this demand, right? You consider this demand and look into the feasibility of incorporating the Meiteis as the scheduled tribes. When this particular notification came out by the High Court, that's when the people started demonstrating, or people started a movement or protest. So who started the movement? The Kukis started this movement against giving rights to the Meiteis as the scheduled tribes in Manipur. Why is that the case? They claim that if Meiteis are also given, the Meiteis are also given, not just the Kukis, in fact, the tribals of Manipur protested, right? So it was known as the Tribal Solidarity March. Why this Tribal Solidarity March? All the scheduled tribes of Manipur came together against this notification of the court. Why? Because they say that if Meiteis are also given the right of the scheduled tribe, then they can also buy and sell the land in that area. Presently, the situation is such that you cannot, any person who is not a tribal, not a scheduled tribe in that area, cannot buy and sell the land in Manipur. As a result, cannot buy the land in Manipur. Now, if Meiteis, so presently Meiteis cannot do so, but if Meiteis are given the right to be called as the scheduled tribe in Manipur, they will then be able to do so. That is just one right we are talking about. Like this, many rights will be there. One of them will be they being able to buy the lands in Manipur, as a result of which the present scheduled tribes fear that their lands would be lost to the Meiteis, as a result of which the tribal solidarity march was organized in the hill districts. Why? In order to protest the order of Manipur High Court on Meitei being considered as the scheduled tribes in India. So this is where the clashes all could have said to begin or be the genesis of the clashes. Now, what have been the consequences of the ethnic clashes since then? So we are talking about a period of around 2 years. Since around 2 years, there have been around 230 people who have been killed, and of course thousands have been injured as well as displaced from their place since the ethnic violence broke out between the Imphal Valley based Meiteis and the hill based Kukis. We are talking about May 3rd, 2023. So it's been more than 2 years now, and these many deaths, casualties and losses have been incurred. Now, after that, what happened is the then Chief Minister, Mr. Singh, he resigned, the government collapsed, and the particular state is in president rule since then. Right. So what is the precedent rule? It is under Article 356 of the Indian Constitution, which provides for the imposition of the precedent rule. When can the precedent rule be imposed? If on the recommendation of the governor, there is a case of failure of constitutional machinery in the state, then the precedent's rule can be imposed. The other reason can be if the state legislature is unable to function according to the constitutional provision, then again the state or the precedent's rule can be imposed. So the Chief Minister, Mr. Singh, he resigned, as a result of which what happened is that the state or the state rule or the precedent's rule, that means the state emergency have been proclaimed in Manipur since then. So it's been close to 2 years, not 2 years of course, it's been a year and a half that the state precedent rule is imposed in Manipur. Now, what does the tape consist of, which is presently being presented, which has been presented to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has asked the government to look into the veracity of the tape, because the private organization which inspected the tape has said that Chief Minister's voice is there. It confirmed that, but it needs a confirmation from a government body as well. So this tape consists of the audio recordings which was made by one of the whistleblowers, and he alleges that it was a closed door meeting with the then Chief Minister, and in the audio you can hear the Chief Minister talking about instigating ethnic violence or ethnic clashes in the state of Manipur. So this is what has been alleged. Now, so what is the petitioner demanding? The petitioner is demanding a court-monitored SIT to probe the matter. So they are simply demanding an unbiased investigation into these allegations, which should be monitored by the court. Now, the state is represented by the Solicitor General in this case. So what is the Solicitor General or the state's demand here? The Solicitor General's first claim was that Kohur is a rookie organization. So probably this investigation or the petition they are bringing in is a rookie petition and may not hold much water, is what is suggested. Second claim was that peace is now prevailing in the region, in Manipur, and the High Court of Manipur can examine the issue. The Supreme Court need not be involved. Why is that the case? See, when Supreme Court gets involved, there is a national traction that the case will get. So there is no need to have such kind of an attention for such kind of a situation or a case, and what can happen is the High Court can examine it. There is no need for the Supreme Court to be involved and further boost the publicity of this particular case. And the third thing which was said by the Solicitor General is to let the investigation go on, which would sort of require another month to complete, rather than escalating the issue at the national level. So this is what was said and demanded by the Solicitor General. Now, what had the court or the Supreme Court responded to this? So the moment Solicitor General made a claim that Kohur is a rookie organization, Supreme Court was very clear and said that let us ignore the petitioner. We do not care who the petitioner is, whether the petitioner is rookie or not, it does not matter. We will not let someone who has done something wrong go escort free. So no one should be protecting them. Neither you nor the government should protect any person or organization or anyone who has done something wrong. So irrespective of the petitioner or the credibility of the petitioner, this case is going to move ahead and we will ensure that no one protects the wrongdoer. So this is the present situation. Now what is going to happen? The next date the Supreme Court is given is that of 21st July. So on the 21st of July, what has the court asked? The court has asked for the government to verify, and it has asked the Solicitor General to go back to the government and file in the response to the same. So the next ruling will be on 21st of July. Thank you.